Will be a time like you've never had in your lives. America.
Quietly, this will be quite an event.
On July 4th, join President Donald J. Trump and his wrongly accusedest friends for an all-star Pardontennial celebration. Featuring appearances by Dr. Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Sean P. Diddy Combs, the Gilgo Beach serial killer, the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew, the ghost of O.J. Simpson, and the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
250.
6 musical artists originally announced as performers now dropping out, many citing political concerns. Country singer Martina McBride writing, "I was presented with an opportunity to perform at a nonpartisan event, but that turned out to be misleading." Rapper Young MC saying, "Artists were never told about any political involvement." And Poison frontman Bret Michaels writing, "It's evolved into something much more divisive than I agreed to be part of."
Lead singer Freedom Williams is mad about the fact that people are mad at him about this.
You keep pushing me, I'll do the motherfucking show in North Korea, pissing on the American flag, smoking a Cuban cigar, drinking Venezuelan wine, playing golf with motherfucking Kimmel Jr. with an Iranian bitch on my lap. While Trump's standing there with his in his hand. That's how much of a I give what you think. I'm sitting on the toilet taking the
Trump attempted to put together a huge July 4th concert designed to celebrate America while also boosting his own image. But the event quickly turned into a public embarrassment. What Jimmy Kimmel later revealed about performers dropping out and the strange plan for a large pardon ceremony made the whole thing look like one of the most awkward moments ever connected to the White House. But before getting to that, it starts with the president's rapidly sinking poll numbers, which appear to be pushing him toward throwing himself an enormous public celebration.
Trump's approval numbers, like his testicles, have sunk to an all-time low. They are lower than they have ever been. He is now down to 34%. He has the same approval rating as Paul Blart Mall Cop. The Blart of the deal. Not only is Trump at his lowest point, he's also 2 points behind J.D. Vance. I don't have a joke for that. I just want to make sure he knows he's 2 points behind J.D. Vance.
At the moment, Trump is reportedly tied with Paul Blart and even trailing behind his own vice president in popularity comparisons at IN Response. He decided to give his image another boost by pushing for the idea of having his face printed on American currency.
In honor of our country's 250th anniversary coming in July, the Treasury Department is looking to print a special Trump $250 bill. It would look like this. Here he is, the least popular bill since Cosby. And really, what better way to pay for a single tank of gas than with a bill featuring the head of the man who made it cost that much? Now, current federal law says that you cannot do this. It says only deceased people can appear on U.S. currency, but fear not. According to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, there's legislation in the works looking to change that so that a living person, Donald J. Trump, could be on the $250 bill. Every day it's a new project with him as the focus. He wakes up in the morning, he goes downstairs, he's like, okay, hear me out. What if we use a laser to burn a picture of me on the moon, huh?
Supporters are reportedly trying to change federal law in order to place a living president on U.S. money. But the main attraction of this giant self-promotion campaign is a July 4th concert that is already showing signs of completely falling apart.
They're also lining up entertainment for what they're calling the Great American State Fair. This is a big concert in Washington on July 4th to celebrate our 250 years, and what a lineup they have. This is like Coachella for bands that hired their cousin as their tour manager.
What was originally advertised as a celebrity-filled patriotic celebration has been unraveling at an incredible pace. The list of performers seems to be shrinking almost by the hour.
The listed performers include pop duo Milli Vanilli, one of whom is dead, pop duo CNC Music Factory, another of whom is dead, Morris Day and the Time, minus lead singer Morris Day, and minus the Time. They refused to be part of the event. Young MC, minus Young MC, who also refused to be part of the event. And the Commodores, minus the original singers from the Commodores, and minus the new singers from the Commodores, who backed out today, too. But
even backup performers brought in to replace other artists have started backing out. And the situation involving the 90s pop duo Milli Vanilli has become one of the most embarrassing parts of the entire story.
Don't worry, Bret Michaels, Flo Rida, Vanilla Ice, and the guy from the Cracker Barrel logo, Tootin' on the Jug, are in. So far. We'll check back on that tomorrow to see if they're still in. What a mess. Milli Vanilli, or whatever's left of Milli Vanilli, put out a statement saying they were never asked to perform and would not be taking part in the concert. The statement said others using the name Milli Vanilli that appear on the advertisement should be considered a tribute band with no association vocally, musically to our sounds and songs. But how can someone pretend to be Milli Vanilli when Milli Vanilli was pretending to be Milli Vanilli?
Trump apparently could not even secure the participation of a tribute version of a band that was already famous for not being authentic. The growing embarrassment surrounding the concert lineup sparked a dramatic meltdown from one of the few performers who remained attached to the event. But according to Kimmel, this concert disaster is only the beginning of a much bigger and more troubling story.
What a concert this is going to be. Everything they do, they screw up. They cannot do anything. Another part of the semi-quincentennial celebration will be a mass pardoning ceremony. Trump's planning to pardon 250 current and or future criminals on July 4th, which is something like the Joker would do.
He is reportedly planning to release 250 criminals through a large pardon effort as part of a controversial Independence Day stunt. Kimmel summed up the situation by describing exactly the kind of people audiences might expect to see involved in the event.
Quite an event.
On July 4th, join President Donald J. Trump and his wrongly accusedest friends for an all-star Pardontennial celebration. Featuring appearances by Dr. Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, Sean P. Diddy Combs, the Gilgo Beach serial killer, the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew, the ghost of O.J. Simpson, and the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter, how great an actor was he?
Bring your family to join the first family at the Pardontennial celebration.
Donald Trump tried to stage a giant July 4th celebration to distract from historically weak poll numbers, but the plan quickly became the subject of national ridicule. He pushed the idea of putting his face on a $250 bill, planned a mass pardon involving 250 criminals, and organized a patriotic concert that became so unpopular that even a Milli Vanilli tribute act and Young MC reportedly declined to participate. Kimmel used the situation to highlight what he described as a presidency that has turned into an increasingly chaotic, ego-driven spectacle, where some of the remaining performers are reportedly posting bizarre rants from the bathroom. When the nation's highest office starts resembling a reality television production, late-night comedy becomes one of the few places where people look for honest commentary. Subscribe if you think the truth is often more entertaining than the stories designed to replace it.